I didn't want to live anymore. That was it for me. I was planning what I wanted to do and when I wanted to do it.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Ketemu lagi di channel AdamaEntertainment, channelnya tentang video Islam dan juga kisah mu'alaf. Sebelum mulai, jangan lupa untuk like dan juga subscribe ya. Tanpa panjang lebar, ayo kita saksikan.
First Christian in my journey to Islam is why I even become religious. I come from a family which is not religious at all. They are Christians, but we have never been focusing on religion at all, so that makes it more absurd that I suddenly converted to Islam. The reason why I suddenly became religious was because I was having a really hard time. 2 years before I converted, I was in a relationship where there was psychological violence and in the end physical violence too. So in that period I also found out that I got the mental disease bipolar, and after the traumatic experience with my ex-boyfriend, I also got PTSD. I struggle with my psyche, my ex-boyfriend, and the feeling of not wanting to live anymore. I did everything to try to get better. Among those things, I moved to a smaller town where I could try to find myself again. However, it didn't work out, and New Year's Eve 2021 to 2022 I didn't want to live anymore. That was it for me. I was planning what I wanted to do and when I wanted to do it. So I chose to go to the hairdresser before it all happened, and I met this amazing woman. She was a convert to Islam, and she told me how she felt about the religion, and I thought it was beautiful. She was just a normal Danish girl on the outside, but on the inside she was so different. When I came home, I chose to seek more information about Islam, even though I had many prejudices. The thing I searched for was hatred of women and terror. And when I started reading about it, I was shocked. It was the completely opposite of what I thought. Woman in Islam is this beautiful, valuable person who is been taken care of and who has their own rights. And it was a peaceful religion with so much love to their God. As soon as I read those things, I started having this weird feeling in my body. I have never felt like this before. I couldn't stop reading about Islam, and I suddenly got answers to why all these bad things had happened to me, and I got some hope for life. There was a lot of thoughts going around in my head. It will be impossible for me to convert to Islam because I thought my family will turn their back to me, and I couldn't let that happen. But I just wanted to talk to someone about my feelings about Islam and all my thoughts about it. So I contacted a Danish Instagram profile called Islam Guide and told them about how I felt. And there was this guy, he was not even hesitating with helping me, and they sent me 5 books, and I just started reading about Islam. I fell more and more in love with Islam, and I was just reading and reading and reading, and yeah. Every day I searched for Google about a new topic that I could learn about in Islam. I suddenly understood why people were religious, because there is only one God. I know that for sure. It's not an illusion. There is a God, and He guided me towards Him, and He helped me, and He saved my life and gave me hope to live. Now I was at a point in my life where I believed everything I read about Islam. So there was just this big question: do I see myself as a Christian or do I see myself as a Muslim? bring myself to say that I am a Muslim, because even though it's the only religion that makes sense to me, I began to think, what is it that makes me feel like I'm not 100% Muslim? And I realized it was connected to the fact that I didn't dare to tell anyone. I was afraid that they will convince me that I was sick again, or I was brainwashed, or something like that. Me and my mom always have had this strong bond to each other. I have always told her everything. My parents are divorced, but I mainly live with my mom and her husband and my older brother. One day I was talking to my mom on the phone, and suddenly I could feel the courage come to me. I was telling her that I thought about converting to Islam, and because it gave me answers to all the terrible things that had happened to me, and it gave me hope to live. Of course, she was shocked and came with all her prejudices, as I had also in the beginning. I was really surprised how much I knew about Islam. I could defend the religion, and it also made my mom say that she support me if it makes me happy, and ever since that day she has been supporting me, and her prejudices has been less and less. Now I could ask myself the question again, do I see myself as a Christian or as a Muslim? And this time I had no doubts. I see myself as a Muslim, Alhamdulillah. So I stopped eating pork, and I tried to peel off that shell that I've been building up to take care of myself. I tried to treat other people better and talk nicer to people. I told my mom's husband about I converted, and my best friend, my brother, and my grandmother, and I was surprised how nice they took it. But of course they also knew what I've been through the last 2.5 years. Now you're probably thinking, what about my father? But for me it was impossible to tell him, because I knew he wouldn't understand. So I moved back to the town I lived in before, with a lot of new energy. Islam had made me feel better, get a more stable life, and I didn't have the thoughts about death anymore. We now entered the month of Ramadan 2022, and I felt so alone. I didn't know how to celebrate it at all. So I joined a Facebook group for Muslim girls in my city, and I saw a post about some girls meeting for iftar. So I contacted that girl. So I was so scared to go there, because I had never talked to any Muslim sisters before. I arrived to her apartment, and I felt so awkward. I didn't know how to interact with Muslims, but these girls were so kind. They invited me to other things, and they learned me about Islam. So the girls asked me when I was ready to convert, but I didn't know if I was ready yet. And then one of the girls called Yasmin said to me, if you feel like a Muslim, then you might as well convert. No one expects you to be a perfect Muslim. It's a process. And after that, I was ready to say Shahada. My sister called Yasmin were making everything ready for me to convert to Islam. So the only thing I was thinking about is my mental, if I was mentally ready for it. So it was the day before I converted to Islam. I was at the gym, and suddenly it hit me like a lightning that I needed to text my dad. I needed to tell him that I'm a Muslim. And he replied that we don't have to agree on everything, and he will love me no matter what religion I have. And this was precisely 24 hours before I converted, so I was shocked when I found out. My sisters Yasmin, Khadija, Rana, and Friede came with me to the masjid, and I said Shahada.
Nah, sepertilah kisahnya. Bagaimana kan kisahnya ini sangat menginspirasi kita bahwa kita itu sebagai umat muslim, dengan adanya video ini kita itu menjadi terinspirasi bahwa kita itu bisa lebih baik lagi. Dan dengan video ini juga mungkin kalian juga yang mungkin non muslim ya, yang menyaksikan ini, kalian juga mungkin ada gambaran seperti apa bahwa agama Kristen itu tidak selalu misalnya benar ya, karena banyak juga kontradiksi di sini bahwa agama Kristen, agama non Islam misalnya gitu ya, jika orang-orang mereka itu mualaf itu karena apa, kebanyakan itu mereka itu tahu bahwa Islam itu adalah agama yang benar, agama yang lebih masuk akal daripada agama-agama lainnya. Dari mana kita itu bisa tahu hal itu ya, karena kita mempelajari Al-Quran dan mempelajari agama Islam gitu. Kita itu harus terpikir terbuka. Indonesia itu emang toleransi ya, tapi ketika kita dihadapkan dengan sesuatu agama gitu ya, kita harus mengkaji misalnya agama Kristen seperti ini, agama Hindu seperti ini, agama Islam juga seperti ini, dan beda-beda ya, karena di Indonesia itu banyak banyak sekali agama ya, tapi kebanyakan di channel ini adalah tentang agama dari non muslim ke muslim, dikarenakan agama Islam adalah agama yang paling sempurna di dunia ini. Sampai akhir zaman pun Al-Quran itu berkata bahwa Allah itu akan menjaga Al-Quran sampai hari akhir. Nah, seperti itulah bagaimana kisahnya ya. Dan jika kalian suka, jangan lupa untuk like, comment, dan subscribe ya. Dan nantikan video saya selanjutnya. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.